Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are just days away from going broke. As you can see, we currently have 30 credits in the coffer because I queued up a bunch of rockets to kind of hide all of that money in what is the KSP equivalent of offshore tax-free or tax shelter accounts. And I'm just kind of waiting for the contract to expire now. I didn't do this without trying to consider some other options, thinking that maybe it was the fact that there was no crude command pod attached that needed to be there for some reason for the naming of anything. So I ran some simulations in between recordings in which I took a empty crew capsule, a Mark 1, and then the other new green one that I forgot the name of, both crewed and uncrewed, like with people aboard and without people aboard, and controlled by a computer core, docked them together, let it go for an orbit. You know, in one simulation, that was rather expensive. I let it run for like 2 days just to see what would happen, and that the particular area of the contract, the one that wasn't being fulfilled last episode, stayed unfulfilled. So I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do with this. So I instead hit all the money in rockets that are in the build queue, and now I am just waiting for the contract to expire and for us to take the ginormous hit as far as funding goes. It is currently January 9th, 1967. And this would be the time that would pretty much kill any any space program running out of money. But it's a good thing that we are terrible, immoral business people and have instead hid all of our money away. Okay, good. Our reconditioning of the launch pad is done. I'm glad we slowed things down for that. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Shouldn't be more than a day or so. There it is. And our reputation is in the pooper. Our money is completely gone. We've got lots of science and reputation. Or science, no reputation. Our reputation stinks. That is just plain old horrible. But we'll just run over here to the VAB real quick. And I'm actually going to leave one of these DN1As in the queue. Hey, look at that. Net 71 grand. Scrap. Yeah, we'll just liquidate some of our assets here and get some of this money back. Now, this Mark 5 shuttle that you see here is another prototype that I was working on a lot. It is prohibitively expensive and doesn't fly very well. So I don't know if we're actually going to do anything with that. But other than scrap the building to give us back our money. Now, this is completely wrong on many levels. I don't recommend using this as a mechanic to keep your space program afloat, but if you have to, it does work. Now, so like I said before, we were at like 1.1 or 1 point something million, I forgot. I do believe there is a funding penalty, although each Mark 5 shuttle that I scrap is another 150 grand. So I do believe there is some kind of penalty. Now, if we are at 1.1 and we know this costs us about 71 grand, then maybe there isn't much of a penalty for scrapping things. But yeah, we did it anyway. So what I am also going to do is try to duplicate this little guy here, saying his build time is estimated at 95 days. Once he's at the top of the queue, let's check our... Okay, we are 138 days away from our Saturn window. This shouldn't be much of a... I don't know, we might have to dump some rush money into... oh wait, no, that says that estimated time of completion is 112 days. This is 195 because it's in the secondary build timeline, which isn't nearly as fast as the primary, so that's why that says that. It'll be a lot less when it actually gets up here, and so hopefully that one will be moved along quickly as well. So today, and I know everyone's going to love this a whole lot. Oh, I forgot. Dang it, there was something else I was going to do. I was going to cancel a bunch of these other contracts that I didn't think was going to happen. Like this science data from the surface of Mars. I'm not sure we can get there in 225 days. Although, really, I should go check. Maybe we can. Space around Saturn, we got plenty of time from that. This one we can totally do, and we're going to jump out and do it, actually. And science data from space around Jupiter we can also do right away. But yeah, that's basically what I plan to do right now, is to just take some of these super easy, simple contracts. Oh, we can get 12 grand for... I can't accept the contract? Oh, come on now. I can't accept any contracts. The check button just doesn't work. Well, we'll see what we can't figure out here. Man, are they punishing me for cheating the system and saving all my money? Surface of the moon, space around Jupiter. Let's go take care of those real quick. Alright. KR-1A is still on the surface of the moon and transmitting. This was our very first soft landing. I think that was well over a decade ago that we put this cute little guy down. Very barely. Yeah, I think it's 2 units of hydrazine left. So we'll just run your science. He's still dancing up here 10 years later. And I don't think we need any of that. Yes. Science data from the surface of the moon. Complete. First space station. Contract failed. Man, the hit to reputation. Minus 1,125. That hurts almost as much as the 2.1 million that you only got 30 credits back of. Ha 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 ha. I win. Alright, now space around Jupiter. So let's jump out to the map. See if we can do this without having to go back to the tracking station. Because that takes far, far, far too long. Jupiter... Focus. Zoom right back on in. Oh, neat. And Jocelyn B1 is at its apoapsis. I may pause this recording and fiddle around with his telemetry just to see if there's any other nice random encounters we can get here, because that would be really neat. Alright, we'll run our radio in command, and it's going to take quite a while to get there. There we go. We'll come out of time warp. Don't waste any more time than we have to. Transmit, and then we can just... Yeah. Oh, hey, here's something we don't have. Gravity scan while high over Jupiter's north temperate bands. That's 30 science, dude. Not going to let that slide. We'll just make sure that the upload works and we actually get credit for it. 30 science added, and we're done there. And 26 grand back in the bank. Alright, yeah, let's... I might just poke around at this for a second or two. I just want to see if we've got any encounters that might be close to something. Ganymede set as target. Maneuver. Well, our ascending and descending nodes are quite a bit off. I don't know if any action there is really going to help things. Add maneuver and see what we can't... how much it would take to accomplish that, because I'm fairly certain... Yeah. And how many... Well, that's interesting. It's telling me that yeah, 281 meters per second. That's well beyond the budget for this little guy. So, Ganymede, sorry. How about Europa? Set as target. Of course, obviously the nodes are going to be much the same, and it's kind of just going to be one of those random luck kind of things. It doesn't look like we're going to get any love this pass. Callisto. Where's our good friend little Io? How about we focus on Jupiter? There he is. Set as target. Yep, good. No love this pass. That is, I mean, that's pretty close. Not horribly so, but And we're 5.1 degrees off. Yeah, we're way out of the bark for that, but 5.1 degree. Bummer. Okay, sorry, that's enough fidgeting. We can head back to the Space Center now and see if it'll let us take a contract. Oh wow, a dead even 2,800 science points that we can't really spend. We may have maxed things out. Alright. Available. Data from space around the moon. We can do that. We'll accept that contract. Space around Mars. We'll accept that contract. Surface of Venus probably pays out a bit more, but you know what, we can... Oh, I can't... Why can't I take that one? Is it seriously only letting me take 5 contracts at a time? And there's a Neptune flyby. Man. Alright, well. What are we doing? I forgot. Space around the moon, space around Mars. Let's get to it. Alright, here's one of our random map sets. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this one, because it doesn't really matter if we radio anything in or not. Fly. Thank you. Alright, and here's the cute little guy. I think this is the only thing that he has on board. Yep, which has been radioed out. There's that one. Thank you very much. Alright, and what was the other one? Venus? Let's take a look. I've forgotten already. Space around Mars. Good thing we checked on that. That's Jupiter. Derp, derp. Mars. Hold on a second. Where's our... Yeah, there's Project Mars. Oh, hold on. I think... Can we set his target? How long before he gets there? 150 days. Oh, we may still make that contract. That's awesome. Yeah, from the surface of Mars, because I think that one was like 200 some odd days, something like that. Oh man, his flyby is not great. We're gonna have to correct that. Certainly. I was hoping we could do it without a correction burn, but I was wrong. Alright, that's the MOM probe, which is delightfully unstable. Where's our... Oh, that's Project Air. How about the Venus Return Project? Let's go check in on that one. Excellent. And it even has a connection. So let's play with our orbital telescope and log visual observations. We've only used one of our 3 solar particle collectors, which is interesting. I have moved all the data that this has collected so far into the surveyor core for when we decide to bring this trusty little guy home. Oh, we are showing a net loss on our battery power. We can fix that because, well, it's obviously not going to be using this for aerobraking anymore, just landing on Earth. And we have these 2 panels that help power the return portion of this that, I don't know, hopefully will result in it being able to return all of this lovely science to Earth. That would be absolutely amazing. You know, we hope anyway. Well, there we go. Transmit. I know we're not going to get any science for it. Boom. But we got paid. 12,000. I know. This is a whole lot of penny pinching. So now we're just going to hang out here for a second and wait for these solar panels to deploy. There we go. There's 1. And 2. Tracking. Nope, not tracking. That one's blocked. But the other one is tracking, and we got our drawdown of 0.03, which will turn into a net positive when we deactivate avionics, as we are now going to head back to the Space Center. Alright, and we're back. So the real question here is, yeah, maximum active contract 7. But yet it'll only let me take 5. So I don't know if I should take the Neptune flyby-one, although just the advance on that alone is really tempting. So we actually do have something on its way to Neptune currently. And that duration seems really tight for a direct launch to Neptune. I think our, even with our, well, despite our slingshot maneuver off of Jupiter, we're still looking at an arrival of Neptune in about 5,000 days or so. I mean, that's a multi-year journey. Multi-year journey. So, just so you know, I'm not going to make you guys watch me do this for like the next hour, which is pretty much what I am going to do. I'm just going to take all these science data contracts that I can find, like this one from the surface of Venus. I'll go ahead and pick that one up, and space around Venus, because I can do that all in one stop. And yeah, now I have 5 contracts. It won't let me take any more. It seems super weird to me. That's interesting too. But I'm not going to make you guys watch me do this for absolutely ever, because I know this makes for just delightful viewing. Just stopping in, poking in all of our old missions and stuff. So I don't know if I should end the episode or if I should just like fast forward this stuff and then get to something else. Although our next something else really is I think our Saturn launches. Well, where's our other Venus lander? Yeah, B-Cell. You don't have a connection, do you? Probably not. I think both of our Venus landers are in the dark. That's great. I should have checked on that before I... V-Cell probe. Before I took the contract. Where's Earth in relation to all of this silly stuff? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Way over there. So yeah, nothing in the dark is going to have contact because Earth is that away. And it'll probably be a year before we get it back. So great, I've just single-handedly cut off my ability to take any contracts. That seems like a fantastic place to end this, don't you think? Yeah, so really the point of this was to just show you how I planned my economic recovery from certain doom and bankruptcy. And just to hopefully let you guys see it so you wouldn't accuse me of kind of blurring the lines, although blurring the lines is exactly what I did. So leave all your nasty messages for me, or whatever you choose to do. It's alright with me. I totally deserve to be flamed for doing this, but I'm not willing to let this series die or let the space program die because of a bum contract. So that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Sorry about the totally bollocks episode, but thanks for hanging out anyway. I do appreciate it, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Till then, see you later. Oh, well, you know, while you're here, and while I'm at it, I figured we could use some of this episode to be not all BS-y to correct our Project Mars's telemetry, as we just noticed that we are no longer on a collision course as we had so hoped. Oy vey. But now we have to lock in a good trajectory. That's in 23 hours. That shouldn't be too bad. Oh, come on. Add maneuver. Oh, wait, we're in time warp. That would probably be why. Time warp canceled. Thank you. I did not even know I was in time warp. Focus view. Focus view. Thank you. KSP's obviously not very happy with me. I keep exploiting all of its things. So we're just going to try to get this in on a much better telemetry here and see what kind of correction we're looking at. If we could do this without having to make any further corrections, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And obviously coming down on the sunny side of Mars would be better than not. I mean, I know Mars has a pretty good spin to it. But anything that can help us maintain contact would be great. And being on the appropriate side of Mars would be even better. Oh, I should be using maneuver node editor for this, shouldn't I? That's 15. We'll aim for that. Correcting from that to a 42 magic number orbit shouldn't be too bad. But what is 18 meters per second? So, I believe I consolidated all the fuel. Let me just double check. I did. RCS is not on, so we'll get that remedied shortly. Think, there we go. And face ourselves into the node here. I should have turned SAS off. This is using quite a bit of fuel. Although, look at how much is left in our transfer stage. That's doesn't seem quite... Oh, it's because those outer tanks are locked, so they're not counted into the total fuel equation there. Alright, now that I am pointed at the node, and at this point, adjustments like this would probably be better made further out, so I'm going to do them now, despite the node being in 18 hours. What I am going to do also, however, is... wow, what in the... Ooh, okay, there it is. Where's my current course? There it is. Just going to use these RCS thrusters and kind of monitor it from here. I know, this is the most boring way to do a course correction ever. And man, I thought it would go a whole lot faster than that. I guess not. Totally not firing up that AJ-10 though. That would be quite silly and would probably tear through this burn in less than half a second. And the last thing I need is to have to overcorrect from coming in on the nighttime side of Mars. Super slow. That's okay. It's not going to cost us a whole hell of a lot of fuel, and better to do it now than to spend much more delta V later on making the same correction. So, it took me a very long time while playing KSP to figure out that corrections made further out cost less fuel, although knowing that makes it seem really obvious. I used to just get an encounter, any encounter, and then try to correct into an orbit once I was in the SOI because it seemed easiest. And man, that was just super costly as far as delta V. But that was like years ago. At least I'm going to tell you that it was years ago, and it was certainly not this time last year. Certainly not. Yeah, 36. I'll take it. Alright, and now... yeah. Trying to keep the telemetry stable is going to ruin it for me, so we're going to lock our tanks, shut them down. Make sure all of our other tanks are locked. I'm pretty sure I checked that once already, but being paranoid, of course, nah, I can't check. This tank is not locked. See what happens? I'm going to consolidate some of these fuels if I can. Yeah, I don't know if I can consolidate all of it, but well, maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. There we go. Now we're in 2 tanks instead of 3. So we can put that away. And for serious this time, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I'm sorry it was kind of bollocksy, but these things happen. And this was kind of an emergency fundraising episode. The cookie sale episode, if you will. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see all of you in the next one. I promise we'll get back to doing legitimate spaceflight. Until then, I'll see you later.